Alrighty, folks, I'm meteorologist Tom Schmidt.
And I'm meteorologist Tom Turton.
And this is Talking with Tom.
Yeah, both of us.
That's right.
How are you this week?
I'm doing good, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you very much. It's been nice weather-wise all
great.
week, but I don't know, the week may end on a little heavier note from
Yes.
what I've seen.
Yes, you've seen correctly. And so, we got some storms coming in. Looks like for later Friday night into Saturday, but that's not really the big deal. We're really watching Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
And here's a look at it, right? This is just a
Okay.
web story. There you have it. Latest thoughts. That's today, tomorrow, pretty quiet. We got this big wind bag, Tom, of the jet stream.
What did you look at me when you said big windbag? Thanks a lot.
Well, I don't want to point any fingers.
Okay, all right.
Make any
I'll let
connections.
I'll let it go.
And that basically, that jet stream wind energy, that's one ingredient, right, for
Right.
storms. And we also got some moisture going to be pulled up with a strong south wind on Friday. So storm fuel is going to be there. And then
Is that the high pressure moving off to the east?
high pressure
So we
moves
get
off
the
of
return
east.
flow? Okay.
Yep, moving away. Low moves in, high moves out. And Tom, this will be a situation Friday night into Saturday that we see common around here, it seems.
Yeah.
There could be two waves. The first round,
Okay.
some rain and thunderstorms, not really expected to be severe, but they could gobble up the energy for the second round. So round two depends on round one. We see that a lot.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you have to really watch because sometimes that first wave can just kind of take all the punch out of the atmosphere, and the second wave is like, it's just going to be some more thunderstorms.
Yes.
But if it doesn't, if it sets the stage, yeah, you can have some heavy thunderstorms then.
Oh, yeah. And so the question is, right there, going into Saturday afternoon,
Yeah.
will the showers from round one Saturday morning persist into the afternoon, or will we get a break? Of course, if we catch a break, we'll be able to rebuild some of that instability.
Yeah.
But it could go either way. The showers may linger and overwork the atmosphere. We don't see more than just rain and storms, severe weather, low-end event.
True. You're going to have to deal with any outflow boundaries, things like that.
Oh, man. We'll have to wait and see with round one.
See, that's the whole thing. Is many times where it gets difficult is you do have to wait for that first event to be able to tell how that second event might grow or might diminish.
Yeah.
So that gets a little tricky, but you do have to at least prepare people that this is something that can happen. It's going to depend on what round one does.
Yeah. Now, the good thing about this, it looks like we will be seeing rain.
Yes,
We're getting rain.
That's a great thing right now.
Yes. It could potentially be some heavy rain
Yeah.
as well. And so that's good news. There will be rain. There will be thunderstorms. Just the question is, will they be severe thunderstorms or just run-of-the-mill thunder, lightning, gusty winds, maybe some small hail?
Yeah.
That's kind of the question.
Do you have any a concern about any kind of flooding? You get heavy rain, the ground is kind of hard. It's not like a sponge right now that's going to absorb water. There will be runoff if we get heavy storms. So could flooding be a factor here as well?
It will be a factor. I'd say mostly, probably through the day Saturday.
Yeah.
Because we could see 1 to 2 inches of, heavy, hard, falling, fast rain. And like I said, the ground's dry. We're in a drought.
Yeah.
And there'll be a lot of runoff.
Yeah. I mean, when you hear the ground is dry, it doesn't mean it's going to soak it up very quickly.
No.
It can't soak it up quickly enough. And yeah, that's right. It's like pour water on a rock. It's going to just roll off.
That's exactly right. There'll be certainly times when that might be true for parts of the area.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We got some changes coming. But, appropriately, our topic today is about thunderstorms.
Yeah.
And, fall is kind of the second wind for severe weather season. Occasionally, there's a little bit of an uptick going into the months of October, especially a little bit into November as well.
Right.
And so we're going to talk about thunderstorms. What causes them? Why are we seeing them? What do you need to favor more severe weather versus just a little bit of rain here? What are the ingredients involved with that? And Tom,
Yes.
we both have something in common.
We do, as a matter of fact. And it's not just our first name.
It's not just the first names.
Yeah.
We have something else.
I was digging through my desk the other day,
Right.
and I found an old book, a weather book. And it turns out, now this is back from, what did we decide, 75?
75. Yep.
Okay. And then Tom went looking through his collection that, most weather people have things like this sitting around because they're fun as you just see things. You have one, same book basically, but it's older.
Yeah, this was the 1965 edition
Right.
of weather.
It makes me think of, it is, okay, a golden guide, which makes me think this was part of the golden books tradition of the books you used to buy kids. Golden books, little golden books.
Oh, those, maybe so.
Yeah, I would bet it's the same publisher and everything. It's right up on top, a golden guide.
Golden Guide.
So it's
to
probably
science.
from the people who used to make, and I don't know, they may still do that.
Maybe so. I remember those little books.
Golden books. They have golden guides and golden field guides and all kinds of stuff.
But kind of cool. And it's interesting to see what's in this book, too. The science is largely, our understanding is, like, this book would have come out when we were really starting to grasp and just accelerate our understanding of meteorology.
Yeah.
Was when these books started coming, 60s
And by
70s.
our understanding, you mean the scientific community.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
Because satellites were becoming a thing. Computer modeling was really taking off around the 60s and 70s,
Yeah.
starting to creep on in. And so this book was
A lot of it
right in the middle of
was
it.
in its infancy, though.
Yes,
You know.
a little bit. But as you and I both found out, they do talk about cloud seeding in these
do.
books.
They do. Oh, they've been doing cloud seeding for quite a while, but
Yes, they have.
yeah, there are pictures in here of a plane dropping dry ice for seeding purposes.
Yeah.
Because you can't get precipitation or you can't get the ice going without something to adhere to.
Yes.
Because there is liquid water well below freezing, and it's still liquid because it has nothing to freeze to.
That's right. Yeah, it needs some kind of particle to attach itself to. Otherwise, it'll stay as a water droplet, what they call supercooled
Yes.
water vapor. Right. Well, this book's kind of cool. I thought it was so funny that we
Yeah.
both had this little book here.
By the fact that you and I both have an edition of this, I'm going to bet a lot of Mets have one of these
Maybe
books.
so, yeah. And I wonder if they still come out with these. Like, that's a 75 edition. Was there one afterwards?
I don't know, but I would bet there is because there's been a lot more as far as discovery since 1975 and things like that.
I'm sure they've probably got a little bit more info in there.
I would think so.
But, Tom, speaking of these books,
Yeah.
would you be willing to read what meteorologists from 1975 had to say about thunderstorms?
Okay, here's what the book says. Thunderstorms represent violent vertical movements of air. They occur as a result of strong uplifting, sometimes building the clouds to heights in excess of 75,000 feet. Wow. This uplifting may be due to heating of air by the ground, the surface, common in the Midwest and the East, and we've all heard about that. The action of a cold front or to temperature differences between land and ocean, which is common in Florida and the southeastern states. Thunderstorms are most frequent in Florida, the southeast, the southern Rockies, and adjacent Great Plains. That's like us kind of area.
Yeah, we're close by.
Yep, they occur chiefly in summer. Thunderstorms seldom occur on the west coast, where water-land contrasts in temperature are lower. Cumulus clouds represent updrafts. Cumulonimbus thunderstorm clouds have both updrafts and downdrafts. And hurricanes are, in early stages like giant thunderstorms with violent updrafts and downdrafts. And I think all of that still holds true.
I think so.
There's nothing new there or nothing that they've changed, really.
Right. Yeah, still basic understanding. There's upward motion, there's downward motion. You need some kind of mechanism to kind of kickstart the ingredients. It
Right.
mentions cold fronts, temperature differences, other boundaries too, dry lines. We see those on
Yeah.
occasion here in the Ozarks. It could even just be an instability axis. Maybe there's some higher instability to the west, lower instability to the east. Well, that line in between could be a trigger for thunderstorms.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm not sure how much information that they had back at this time with things like dry lines.
Sure.
And I only recall when I was young, they would talk about a cold front.
Yeah.
A cold front is moving in, or a warm front will be moving through. And so they may have had more of the big indicators down.
Maybe so. I'm going through the glossary here. Mine doesn't mention dry lines in the back of it.
There you are.
So could be.
There you are.
Could come later on. So kind of cool. Our understanding hasn't really changed much. We do need some ingredients and something to trigger those ingredients. And so part of the ingredients, of course, is you need some type of wind. Now, okay, let's just talk about more like thunderstorm activity, I guess.
Okay.
We got like the severe variety possible this weekend.
Sure.
And so, what's making them severe? What strengthens a thunderstorm to those severe thresholds?
Well, I was going to say
You wanna
the
take it?
first outside of that influx of energy of different air masses. I always look at that cap because
sure.
the thing in the upper atmosphere that just keeps everything at a certain level. But it's like when you look at that, it's like taking a bottle of soda and shaking it up. It has a cap on it. Nothing
That's right.
happens. You release that cap, which happens in the atmosphere, and all that energy goes up. Now you've got the bigger storms that start to develop.
That's right. Yeah, what they call maybe more explosive environment.
Right.
The soda bottle, that is probably the perfect example to give a good visual of what happens. You're shaking the can up, it builds all that pressure up, but the lid is still there. There's no holes in the lid. It hasn't broken down yet. And what breaks down that cap is usually some kind of daytime heating. You get enough energy built up underneath that it can sometimes break through the cap.
Yes.
And that's when, all the soda shoots out. Thunderstorms would be kind of similar in that way. But, an explosive environment, it's not going to be all that explosive unless you have instability or buoyancy. You need lifting and instability. You need moisture. You need some kind of heat. Temperature's got to be a little warmer to be able to hold more of the moisture or storm fuel. That just, once you start rising motion, it gets things to pop.
Well, and you also have to have the, levels as you go up of the atmosphere.
Yeah, they each have their own characteristic.
They do. And in order for that mass of warm, moist air to keep rising, the air has to be cooler above it.
Yes.
As soon as you get an equalization of temperature, it stops rising. It will
Right.
sit.
And that's kind of the cap.
That's
like
it.
an inversion cap, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just need to have a deep layer of what they call adiabatic lifting, I guess, where it just rises and there's temperatures changing, but it's getting cooler as you rise in the atmosphere, allowing that air mass, we call them an air parcel, just a pocket of air,
Yeah.
to just continue to lift and build and condense and just keep on growing until, hey, guess what? We got some winds being pulled in. Now we have an updraft that's developed.
Well, you pull things up, you're removing things from the bottom.
Yes.
Nature abhors a vacuum, so it's going to fill it. And it fills
Yes.
it with wind to bring more air in to that pocket. So now you're starting to get lift, and you can get convective growth then.
Yeah, it's like if you're ever next to a big fire, you'll notice it just sucks all the wind in, trying to feed, trying to breathe. and
Except
that's-
if I'm sitting near that campfire, because all the smoke comes right in my face. Doesn't make any difference where I am. But in thunderstorms, it's a different thing. Yeah, so.
yeah, right. But anyway, kind of interesting. So those are some of the ingredients you kind of need. And
Yeah.
there's a lot to it. Like, once you get the updraft going, well, then there's also a downdraft portion that forms. It kind of goes, from one side the air goes in, and it curves over and goes down the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And so that downdraft is where you'll find maybe some, back winds and your hail's in there typically, all your nasty stuff. Tornadoes typically form on the updraft side
Yeah.
of the storm. It's kind of interesting. But there's a lot of ingredients. And it can be tricky to exactly figure out all those ingredients. Are they going to fall properly in place
Right.
when you're trying to forecast a storm that might be, several hundred miles away still, 3 days out, and you're thinking, okay, is it all going to fall into place like it's suggested to, or is timing not going to be quite right?
Well, that's part of trying to forecast, because sometimes a forecast goes bust.
It can.
But it
Yeah.
does, because all it takes is one of those ingredients to go, nah, we're not going to be there when you think we are.
Yeah.
And it changes everything. So that's why you say, oh, it's going to rain, we're going to have some good rain, and then you have a partly cloudy day. Well, one of the ingredients went, nope, and it just doesn't develop. But you still have to be out ahead of it. If this happens, this will happen.
Exactly. Yep. Better safe than sorry in some of those cases.
Sure.
Be prepared. But, this weekend's one of those events.
So what is the
keep an eye
difference?
on
What do you feel is the difference between we're going to have heavy thunderstorms and we're going to have severe thunderstorms?
The timing of the cold front
All right.
is what it's going to be this time. And then also, it just depends on how long does the morning rain last.
Yeah.
We've seen it here before where the morning will completely wipe out the afternoon storm chances.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Hey, we'll take the rain without the severe weather. We'll take that for sure.
But at times, back to the phrase outflow boundary,
Yeah.
sometimes those morning storms leave those little outflow boundaries, and you hit those again. Now you've got lines of thunderstorms or little pockets of thunderstorms here
Yeah.
and there.
Especially if the cold front is sluggish.
Yes.
Because behind the front, like your storms are done. You're over
Yes.
with.
Oh, yeah.
So as long as you're
But
ahead
that
of that
cold front is
front,
a wedge that just lifts all of that air behind, in front of it.
it's the lifting mechanism.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Tom, I think it's been a pretty good quick discussion about some thunderstorms
Yeah.
and what we look at here.
Okay.
And I've got some questions for you
You always do.
about thunderstorms.
Okay.
All right, so if you get the
You have
answer
to
right.
remember, all my knowledge comes from this book.
That's right. Well, some of it did,
Yes, it
actually, on
did.
some of these questions, so you should know.
Sure it does.
You get the answer right, you'll hear a
Okay.
green bell. You get the answer wrong, you get blasted. All right, so trivia question number 1.
All right.
Multiple choice. Which U.S. state has the most thunderstorms? All right, so that's either Oklahoma, Missouri, Florida, or California.
I would say Florida.
You're correct.
They have a lot of elements, and they have, the sea breeze and the land breeze. They have it working all the time. Seeing thunderstorms in Florida is not a surprise.
No.
Nobody goes, all of a sudden. They're kind of used to it.
Yeah, they are. Well, they're just kind of a tropical environment.
Yeah.
Year round, so
That's it.
favorable most of
And
the year.
if you've been to Florida, that air, you can cut it with a knife at certain points of the season.
Yeah, air you can wear.
Yes.
Or Chris Pinson, he's from Gainesville. Yeah, he talks about that often, oftentimes. All right, very good. 1 for 3 so far. True or false? Question number 2. Thunder can be heard up to 25 miles away. True or false?
True.
False.
False.
25 miles away.
Or
According
it's okay. I mean,
yeah,
I'll
this
believe
could just
you.
be generalization.
Okay.
But false, thunder can be heard generally up to 10 miles away. And they threw the word generally in there. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
There are times I would swear you're hearing thunder from a pretty good distance. Those rolling thunder events.
yes, and that does happen.
Yeah.
Yes. And
But okay, I'll go with yours, because probably
Yeah.
generally you wouldn't, because sound tends to dissipate after a while.
Yeah, right.
Otherwise, we'd be a very noisy place all the time.
And I kind of wonder, too, they'd be, maybe 10 miles away from the source. And so if lightning strikes, 8-10 miles away from a thunderstorm,
Yeah.
well, that could be, up to 18
Okay.
or 20 miles out.
All right.
I could see that being something. All right, but okay, and the way that you can tell the distance from a storm is by counting the seconds from the lightning flash to the rolling thunder.
Right.
And it's not 1 for 1. It's about 5 seconds for 1 mile.
Yes.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah. So you count to 5 and you hear the thunder, it's a mile away.
Exactly. Yep. Okay, and lastly, this is just a free response answer.
Okay.
What causes thunder?
What causes thunder?
Yeah, what causes thunder?
Isn't it the slap back of air when you have lightning that kind of pushes the air molecules away, and then the air coming back together is thunder?
You got it. It is the rapid expansion and contraction of air heated by the lightning.
Yep.
So yeah, basically the air just whoosh,
Yeah.
snaps back.
Yeah, you're hearing air slap back together.
Yeah.
That's amazing when you think about it. It makes noise. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Well, lightning, fun fact about it, can be 50,000 degrees.
Lightning can be hotter than the surface of the sun.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
Yep. So it'll crack the air wide open
Yeah.
at those temperatures. Yeah, no doubt.
Lightning's amazing. Just amazing.
Yeah, from a distance, it's amazing.
Oh yeah. That's the best way to. Yeah, don't look
Man.
up close and personal.
No. When thunder roars, go indoors. That's serious.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Tom, thanks for being here today on Let's Talk with Tom. We filled 20 minutes today. And I think next time we're going to be talking about just why does the forecast change? That's probably more common. A lot of uncertainties with winter weather, but also with thunderstorms. We're sitting with this risk of storms going into Saturday, and we can't really confidently tell you it's going to go one way or the other. All we can say right now is, hey, there's a chance. There could be some strong to severe weather Saturday afternoon. That zone will shift. There'll be some movements on exactly where it is and how intense it'll be. So we're going to try to take a look at that question.
And maybe a look at a question of why are some forecasts, why do they seem to be more accurate than others?
Yes, that's right. Yep, there's some bold claims in the area.
Yep.
So we'll take a look at that. What happens?
Sure. Sounds good to me.
Well, Tom, thanks.
Thank
you all
you.
for watching. Those of you that are still with us. And happy Thursday. See you next week.
Bye-bye.